Hello Storm fans and welcome to Inside Storm, proudly presented by RedZed. RedZed is the Australian lender that specialises in providing loans for the self-employed. I'm your host, Sam Hargraves, flying solo this week, but plenty to get through. And let's start with a really good news story from the week. Melbourne Storm have been so committed to developing homegrown Victorian talent, and last week young Victorian Dean Romeo has extended his contract until the end of 2022. This is just a wonderful story, how the club continues to develop young players, especially those born and raised in Melbourne. He came through the Sunbury Tigers, so a wonderful way to start off Inside Storm, announcing that Dean Romeo, who's played 3 games for the Melbourne Storm, he's been carving it up for each in the QRL, 5 tries in 6 games, and we're looking forward to seeing what the future brings for Dean Romeo, locked in until the end of 2022. Another man grabbing headlines, and a lot of talk around his future, is the co-captain of the Melbourne Storm, Dale Fanuc, and one of our favourites. And before we talk about Dale, let's hear what Coach Craig Bellamy thinks of Dale Fanuc.
He's one player that, I'd hate to lose. I just love the way he plays. He just turns up every week and puts, full effort in for how long he plays. He puts his head where a lot of people wouldn't put their foot, so, yeah. But, the other thing around that is what he does off the field as well. Like, the standards that he sets, in training and preparation is, I don't think I've seen anyone any better than, any better prepares for a game than Dale Fanuc. And I've been in the game a long time. I've played a while and I've coached for a long time, but I've never seen anyone that sets a better standard on and off the field than Dale.
We just heard how much Dale means to Craig, but not just from a playing point of view, but a culture point of view as well. He's a standard setter. He's the example setter. He's the culture enforcer, and he's just been an invaluable member of the Melbourne Storm. And wasn't he sensational in the win over the Titans on the weekend? Let's hope he continues at the Melbourne Storm. Fingers crossed. Let's jump into some footy with the RedZed report, and we'll take a look at the NRL ladder after round 13. The undefeated Panthers dropped a game, surprisingly, to the Tigers, which puts the Storm only 1 game behind them now on the ladder, clear in second place, 2 points clear of the Parramatta Eels. The RedZed report, though, from last week, let's get into that. We said last week that it wasn't going to be an easy game for the boys, and it's turned out that that was exactly how it panned out, finishing with a 20-14 win. It was a huge defensive effort by the team, especially in the second half. As Coach Craig Bellamy said, in the second half, 38 tackles inside the 20 metres. That's just an extraordinary defensive effort. Titans outscored us 10 points to 4 and forced us to really just lock in and knuckle down inside that 20-metre line. It was all set up in the first half. 3 tries to the Melbourne Storm really gave them a nice little buffer to be able to defend. And we said that Jahrome Hughes had the weight of the team's attack on him last week, and boy, did he deliver, setting up Remus Smith in the 18th minute to score. Brandon Smith's game just gets stronger and stronger. Now, he just really leads from the front with no Harry Grant in at Origin camp. His first half was just brilliant. He capped off with a 25th minute try, and that was all to go along with a try assist. He had 3 tackle breaks, a line break as well. He ran 95 metres from 9 runs, and don't think that he just did it all offensively, Hectic Cheese. The 36 tackles as well meant that he was doing it at both ends of the field. Craig Bellamy said after the game that George Jennings was 50-50 to coming back on in the second half. So how courageous was this to George? His second half was just phenomenal, and the lead-up work that went into getting him that ceiling try is exactly what gets coaches up and about. The build-up, the ball movement. Look at how many sets of hands touch this. It would put a smile on any coach and fans' face, and it was a great way to finish off a hard-fought win, 20-14 over the Titans in the end. That was the RedZed report for this week. We've got a massive game ahead this week. Looking ahead to the Warriors, it'll be in Gosford, where the Warriors have been camped all season, and we thank them for their contribution to making sure that this season goes ahead. Ahead of a massive game this weekend, Sunday 2 p.m. against the Warriors in Gosford, we decided to head down to training and get amongst the boys and see who we could wrangle. Let's have a listen to what we were able to find out ahead of this game against the Warriors.
State of Origin football, the biggest arena there is. State versus state, mate versus mate. All eyes across Australia and the world will be watching this. A beautiful spectacle, a lot of Storm players for both sides. But who will win? It's a question we always ask ourselves, that we ponder late at night when we're laying in our bed, in our bubble bath. Well, today I'm going to go behind the scenes of the Melbourne Storm camp to find out our predictions. Right, is this mic on? Can you hear me? Righto, Dale Fanuc, State of Origin tonight, obviously. Romeo, how you going? How you going, mate? Are you good? Mate, this is acting surprised. He just told me to come over. You played for the Blues. You got a bit of an insight. Let me know who's going to win, who's first try scorer, and who's your man of the match. We don't really know what you are. You're a Queenslander, New South Wales?
Queenslander, bro. Day one.
Yeah, okay. Day one, 2003.
I've got the New South Wales Blues for the win. I've got Josh Adokar, first try scorer, Nathan Cleary for man of the match.
You're a Queensland. You're a young Queensland. You've played 18s Origin and 20s Origin, is that correct?
Just 18s.
18s Origin, mate. Terrific achievement.
Queensland, of course. And a tight game. I'm going to go the white dugong for man of the match. Can't go past a fellow Rugby, so have to back the bro in.
Is he first try scorer as well?
Maybe last. I'll go last, eh? The white dugong for man of the match in the last try.
Okay. Mate versus mate, state versus state.
Okay.
Max King, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I just wanted to ask, mate, who's going to win? Who's your first try scorer and who's your man of the match?
Queensland.
Yep.
First try scorer, Christian Welsh.
Like that's going to happen, but yeah.
Right, White Rhino. And I'm going to say man of the match, Christian Welsh as well.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, huge Christian Welsh fan.
Christian Welsh, yes.
Righto. Not literally behind him, obviously. I know you're a New South Welshman. Mate, are they going to win?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah. I think so too, actually. And mate, do you want to look down the barrel of the camera and do you want to say something to the Queensland forward pack? Do you just want to say something else?
No.
Chris Lewis, history teacher, mate. How you going?
Pretty good.
Yep. Now, talking about State of Origin, I just want to run through the history of State of Origin, mate. Who's your favourite player?
Dale Fanuc, just really love the way he plays. Back in the 80s, he was a real war horse when Origin first kicked off. Just really love the way he rips in out there.
Who's your man of the match?
Dale Fanuc as 21 man. Late call up. Late couple of injuries, couple of sin bins. He comes in, casual gear. Freddie gets out of the box, gives him some playing gear. He runs out, scores a match-winning try.
Yeah.
New South Wales 13 plus would be what I'd be chasing. Latrell Mitchell, first try scorer, and Dale Fanuc a real smoky. They've really, we've played this one up. He's going to come off the bench, man of the match. Late call up.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Dale Fanuc, he's next to us right now. Does he know this yet?
It's a classic misdirection. It's an Origin play. They're not prepared for him. He's going to come off the bench.
Hectic Cheese, Brandon Smith, how you going?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, mate. Not too bad.
How are you, mate? How are you going?
Yeah, I'm going right, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, mate, I'm actually all right. Weather's pretty good. Yeah, well, let me ask you this, right? Who's going to win? Who's your first try scorer and who's your man of the match?
I think Queensland are going to win by 30. I think Jake Clifford will get the first try. Is he playing? He's not playing.
Jake Clifford's not. No, he just played. He's playing Newcastle now. Mate, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Are you comfortable with that?
I am, but these boys are out here training hard, and why are you in cash?
Mate, what you don't know is I was actually out before sunrise this morning, and I was training when you were all napping, so that's why I get to put my feet up now. But enough about me, because today's not about me or you. You know what today's about?
State of Origin.
It's about State of Oregon. Yes, it is.
No, I reckon Money will get the first try, and he'll get 4 tries.
Really?
Assist, 4 try assists.
So he'll get man of the match?
Yeah. I'm a Blue supporter, so I'm going to have to go New South Wales to win. Man of the match is going to be Tom Trbojevic.
And let me ask you one more question. Do you want to look down the barrel of the camera? You want to say anything to the forward pack of New South Wales, or just say anything to anyone?
The Storm's coming.
Let's have a look and see how the Storm are going to line up. There's a few changes coming into this week. Remus Smith is free to play after having a successful night at the Judiciary. Nelson Asofa Solomona will miss a week, though. Now, Cameron Munster, Felice Kafusi, Josh Adokar, Harry Grant, Christian Welch, who are all playing Origin this week, have all been named, but we'll wait and see how they get through Origin on Wednesday night. So, New Zealand, they've got some forced changes as well. Fanua Blake is back in. He's on the bench. Sirinen and Curran come back in. Their superstar fullback, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, is back in. Their soon-to-be star fullback, young Walsh, he's been suspended, but a good look at what their future provides there. So that's how the Warriors are going to line up. A team that sits 9th on the ladder and 5 wins for the year. Let's dive into the RedZed preview. So last time the Storm and the Warriors met, we played the Warriors in the iconic Anzac Day clash, and it was a 22-point win that day. Despite losing time in possession, the Storm were able to just have the edge over the Warriors in that game. A 72% completion rate wasn't ideal for Craig Bellamy, but in the end, the score that mattered was the final one, 42-20 in the end. When we have a look at these two teams, Storm have been on fire offensively and defensively. Number one for tries in the competition, number one for line break assists, number one for try assist. Now, the Warriors haven't beaten the Storm since 2015, which is a long time between drinks, but they're going to have to be at their best defensively. They concede on average 23 points a game, New Zealand. That won't be good enough to beat the Storm, who only concede 12 points, and as I just said, the number one try-scoring team in the competition. So if the Warriors can get away with a win here, it'll probably be their best performance for the year, but we'd be expecting the Storm to roll on, who have just been performing brilliantly, and the depth of talent on that list has been on display for all to see. So we're predicting another Storm win. I'm sure it'll be a hard-fought clash, 2 p.m, Gosford. That's all for tonight's Inside Storm. It's proudly presented by RedZed. RedZed is the Australian lender that specialises in providing loans for the self-employed. A big thank you to all the members and fans for tuning in and for their support, not just for tonight, but in every facet of what the Melbourne Storm do. Good luck to the boys playing Origin. I'm sure you'll do the purple proud, and we'll see you all again next week.